Hi, my name's Dr. Adam Fraser and I'm joined here by 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗏, who is a manager in audit. And Roberta, I've invited you along to talk about the experience of what it was like to attend the No Thanks Kevin presentation that I did in the outside conference. So, just kind of give us a snapshot of what was it like to be in the room for that presentation. And it is a presentation that does go deep and challenges people. Like, how did you feel during that?
The room was full. Like, I feel a lot of people heard about that because we were, if I'm not mistaken, on the second week.
Yeah.
So we have a bit of spoilers from some people on how that went. So your room was full, and I didn't expect the deep experience that I had, because we've been on many experiences on that day, some deeper, some not, but yours was, oh my God. I felt like it was a safe space where I could share, and I didn't know many of the people that was in the room, but the level, what you create in the room and the environment, and I felt safe to share what I was feeling during the session, so that's how I felt.
So, in terms of what were the key takeaways you took from that presentation? Because Kevin's very much about greater self-awareness and not letting our thoughts and emotions get in the way of what's important to us or living aligned to our values. So what were the key messages you took from that?
I think the key message for me was everyone go through life struggles, and because we get busy in life, we don't realize everyone is going through the same path, different emotions, different issues, but at the same time I felt like I belonged to that place because people were going through similar issues as I was, and I always felt like, oh, this is all in my head and this is all with me.
Oh, okay, so I get what you're trying to say in terms of, because Kevin's about what are the thoughts and emotions that hold you back, that limit you. So what you're saying is, what was great about that session is that you realize we all have that experience. It's not just us. Exactly. So really, walking into that room, you often thought or felt that it's only I that have fear or doubt and everyone else has it together. Is that?
Yes. So I'm foreign, and since I got into Australia, I have all those insecurities and those issues that I feel, am I good enough? Am I going to get where I want to get?
Yeah. And
I thought it was only me. But from the level of sharing these with people on that room on that day, I felt like everyone has the same. And we go through life thinking we are special and we have all these fears by ourselves, but it's not.
So how did that impact you? Or when you went away from that presentation, what kind of changed or what benefits did you see?
So first of all, I stopped beating myself up because before any important presentation, meeting, or especially because English is my second language, I felt like I'm not good enough, and I said, no, this is just the voice in my head, Kevin, shut up, and I'm gonna do my things. So that's how I felt after. So it was really good.
So less time spent on beating yourself up for having fear or doubt. So it kind of frees you up a little bit. How did you apply this, I suppose, both personally and also professionally?
So I think it was important for me because I understood that I was feeling that way, but at the same time, people around me in my personal life or my teams, because I'm a leader here, was going through the same. So I was able to sympathize what they are going through, and being a better leader, understanding that they also have all those voices in their head as well as am I. So I could prepare better and feel like more confident to just relax and like, life is like this. If I made a mistake, it's fine. And I'm not going to let that voice just stop me to do what I want anymore.
And I suppose what I'm hearing from you there is it allows you to have more empathy for other people in your life, both at work and home, that, empathizing and validating with them when they feel that fear or that doubt or they have reservations about their ability. Were you able to sort of support people and help people more with that?
Yes, I was. And I think it's I just want to share because even with my family, I'm very far away from Brazil, and I know they miss me, but most of the time I just want to like, oh, I'm here and I'm happy, and now I'm putting myself on their shoes and kind of understanding like they also have those fears about me. So even my relationship with my family improved, and in the work, like we have a lot of people, they are introverts. So I'm trying to support them and let them know that it's normal to be scared, and to normal to not feel as confident that you want to be, but you cannot let it stop you.
Yeah. And do you know one thing I heard in the room, I can't remember which session it was, we did a lot over those 5 conferences, but someone said, if I'd learned early on that my senior leaders and managers felt this, and the guy actually said it would have been a game changer for me, because I often looked at my leaders and went, wow, you've got it all together, you're so confident, you don't doubt yourself, but I do. That means I'm never going to be as good a leader as you. What were other people saying about that? Like, was that a factor that really helped people?
I can tell for myself, because that was a game change for me as well. I don't know, I not went and told you that, but learning that all those fearless people, they also have like insecurities. And one sentence you said like, oh, everyone feels like a fraud sometime, and everyone feels like one day people want to come and get me because I'm not good enough what I'm doing. That sentence changed me, because we keep trying to do our best and deliver quality, but at the same point we're only human, and we just forget that. And if I knew that my leaders also feel the same way, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I suppose that leaders being vulnerable and talking about the fact that they have fear and doubt and imposter syndrome and worry, are they good enough, not only helps the people in their team to manage that experience, but I suppose also a leader being that vulnerable and sharing that would build connection. Like, would you agree with that?
I couldn't agree more. Like that connection, and I feel that because we work also with people that is not physically here, they are offshore. So when you build that connection on a personal level, not sharing personal things, but at personal level, in a way that you connect with them, saying like, it's okay to commit misstatements. It's okay if you are not doing something you don't understand, but just ask and be vulnerable. And the same goes like from the top to the bottom. I feel like I can ask questions and let them know like, I need your help. So this being really game change for me.
So really what you took away from that presentation is how to manage Kevin, that voice that often holds you back, more effectively in multiple contexts. You said something to me that following that presentation, that Kevin presentation, that a group of you actually got together and talked about the key principles and talked about how you're applying that. Could you just shed some light on that?
Yeah, so I think it was 4 or 5 girls. We still have the chat group on Google Chat. And we just connect, and every time I see them in the office, because some of them is from here, some is not, we just share like, have you done that thing that you were scared to do? And we're just checking on each other to see how each of us were improving after the session. And it was amazing to see like each of us actually did something about it. So it was really good.
So an example of one of those things you did?
I had a girl, she wants just to reach out to her leader because she was feeling she was not appreciated, but she coming from an Asian background, and she didn't feel like she had a voice, and never thought about like how scary that situation will be. Like, I want to feel appreciated and you are not doing it. And she just had a conversation, and it was just not like she was not appreciated, she was not listened to it because her leader actually did it. So it was a miscommunication and a lack of connection, because when you connect, you understand how the other one sees you.
So she had to have an uncomfortable conversation with her leader about being appreciated and being listened to. And the Kevin presentation helped her, because normally Kevin will get in the way in that situation. Particularly, you said her background was Asian background, and sometimes, depending on which country she's from, hierarchies are very strong. And so I take it that she wanted to have this conversation, but Kevin was talking it.
She was avoiding it altogether. Like, how can I go to my leader and tell how I'm feeling? She's my leader.
Yeah.
And after that session, she just understood, like, I'm a human, she's a human, so why not ask the question and let her know how I'm feeling? And she did it. It was amazing. Like, I could see the light brighting on her when she was telling me what's happened.
Well, that's one of the things we talked about in the session, is our self-esteem is built from when, you know, we overcome Kevin and we do the things that frighten us or that, you know, that we're apprehensive about. That's awesome to hear. And, you know, just probably one of my last questions is just, if you think about an environment like PwC, which is a high achieving environment,
yeah.
Like obviously, Kevin, we can apply it to our personal life, all sorts of contexts, but how important do you think understanding that concept of Kevin and understanding that everyone has that fear and doubt, why do you think that's important for PwC?
I think because we need to work in teams,
yeah.
and we need to be able to understand each other, not only on a professional level, because I've always been a high achiever. I'm always getting what I want, but the difference is, like, I want more, and many times when I look back, I was afraid to ask that, or I was afraid to have the conversation.
Yeah.
And just to bring some perspective, I brought a friend on that day with me, and she's just the opposite of me. She's quiet, and she's also Brazilian, but she was amazed but how she felt after all those words you let us know. And she was like, this is changing my life from today, because I want to keep doing my life and not let these stop me anymore.
Yeah, so not let Kevin get in my way.
Kevin, yeah.
And taking action and doing the things that frighten you but are important to you.
Important to you.
Right, is there anything else you want to say about this concept or the workshop or what people got out of it? Or
well, I think I just want to say thank you for the work you do, because not everyone want to talk about it. We always have the tendency to hide our fears and our vulnerabilities and don't let people know what we think is our weak.
Yeah.
But from the moment we start talking about it and you just kind of give us permission to do it, things change. Yeah. And I can see it not only for myself change, but on my teams and the person that are around me. So I think the big takeaway for me is, like, we're all humans, and we can use that as a strength rather than a weakness.
Yeah, and that just because you have fear and doubt doesn't mean you won't be successful or you won't be able to achieve. It's like, can I sit with that discomfort of these feelings, which are very normal, but not let them get in the way of what's important to me.
Exactly. I think you said, like, we're gonna go through life with this voice forever, but we cannot let these be in our way. So let's keep living our life and manage that feeling. And that's important.
Yeah, and it's about having a different relationship with Kevin rather than trying to get rid of him, because, as you said,
impossible.
We're never going to get rid of him. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And most importantly, I'm really glad you got something out of that workshop.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.